Welcome back. We are going to take this 1 pound bag of black beans and we're going to make some black bean sliders for dinner tonight. We're going to make the buns and everything from scratch. This is actually a pretty simple recipe, pretty easy and pretty good. The kids all like it, which says something. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Now I'm going to cook a whole 1 pound bag of black beans because tomorrow night we're going to have taco bowls. So I want extra black beans. You only need about 2 cups worth of cooked black beans for the slider recipe. So you could open up a pint jar worth of black beans, and that would work just fine if you don't want to have to cook them. We're going to cook them in the Instapot, so for that 1 pound bag of beans, we're going to add 8 cups of water. I actually have a commercial chef brand pressure cooker, and it actually has a button for beans. But if you have an Instapot, it probably doesn't have a button, and so you're going to put it on manual for 35 minutes to cook these beans. While we let that go, we're going to get the next part ready. We're going to have some sweet potato fries. We're going to use 8 or 9 good-sized sweet potatoes because there's a lot of us. For a more normal-sized family, probably only need 4 or 5. We're going to wash them because I want to keep the skins on them. And we're going to cut them into fry-sized shapes. Don't make them too thick because it'll take way too long to cook. You can peel them if you have some really picky eaters, but a lot of those good fiber and things is located on the outside of the potato. Once we dice them up, we put them in a bowl of water. I actually don't know if this is necessary for sweet potatoes. It helps a regular potato turn into fries that are crispier by helping with the starch, and so I just do the same thing with my sweet potatoes. While those sit, we are going to start the bread. I have 1 cup of warm water, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons, that's right, tablespoons of yeast. And it's that much because these buns only take about 30 minutes, and so we are cutting the rise time by using a lot of yeast. I add 1/3 cup of a neutral oil and then 1/4 cup of sugar. Have to have the sugar for the yeast because we're not giving it a lot of rise time, so don't skip that. Let it sit for 5 minutes, and then we add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 1/4 cups of bread flour. Add it a little at a time and mix it together. Once you get a nice dough ball formed, we're going to plop it out onto a lightly floured surface, and we're going to knead. If you have a KitchenAid with your dough attachment, you could just slap that in there for 3 to 5 minutes, but we're just going to do this by hand. I don't want to make another bowl dirty. I do add a little more flour as I go. The dough shouldn't be real sticky by the time it's done. It should be nice and elastic, so you can add a little more flour if you feel like you need it. And once it's ready, we're going to go ahead and cut it up. We're making sliders, so if you want to just make regular sized hamburger buns, this will make 8. But since we're making sliders, we're going to cut this into 16 pieces. I'm going to use a bench scraper just to help us cut, and I just keep cutting in half until I end up with 16. To make rolls, here's where I warn you, I am not a roll making expert. Don't come here for beautiful things, just things that taste good. I just pinch the corners underneath and then sit them on that seam on the bottom. I don't know if that's the best way to make rolls. These always seem to turn out fine. We're going to leave them on this lightly buttered cookie sheet. We're going to cover them for 20 minutes. That's their only rise time. Meanwhile, let's drain those potatoes that have been sitting, and we're going to jazz them up. I'm going to add a neutral oil. Now, this recipe that I'm giving you is for those 4 to 5 potatoes. I'm going to do this twice because I need twice as many. So for your normal sized family, it's a couple tablespoons of a neutral oil, a teaspoon of salt, dash of pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then you're going to toss it with your hands and get everything well coated, and then dump it onto a cookie sheet. If you need more, just repeat that recipe. I don't have a big enough bowl to be able to do the double recipe at one time. Spread them out so they're not on top of each other. You don't want them to stick together while they're cooking. I do not pre-grease the baking sheet. And at this point, I've preheated the oven to 425, which is the temperature we need for both the fries and the rolls, so that works out well. I always add a little extra salt after I get everything worked out because I just feel like fries that aren't salty are not good. So a little extra salt at the end. Our black beans are done, so we're going to remove 2 cups of the black beans and we're going to smash them here with a fork. They smash really easily. These are well done. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, a dash of some sort of neutral oil, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a dash of pepper. And we're going to add 1 egg. And then 1/4 of a diced onion. You could probably use more, but that's all I had left in the fridge, so we're just gonna finish it up. We're gonna mix that all together until it forms this mush. Our oven is ready, so we're gonna slide our potato wedges and our rolls in, and I actually have a double oven now, so we can put that final potato on the bottom. We cook those for about 10 minutes, take those potatoes, fries out, swish them around so they don't stick, put them back in for another 10 minutes or 15 until they're done. In the cast iron skillet, we melt some bacon grease. Our rolls are now done. Those took about 12 minutes at the 425. Gonna set those aside to cool. And now we're gonna make the mini patties. I used an extra large cookie dough scoop to get about the right size, and then I just put them in the pan, into the oil. You're gonna cook them for 5 minutes on the first side, and then you're gonna flip them, and it's 4 to 5 minutes on the second side. I do use a little extra bacon grease when I do this. You could also use a neutral oil, lard, you could use tallow, whatever you want, but I want them crispy on the outside because it kind of reminds me of a smash burger. That, by the way, is how many beans we had left over after we took our beans out for the sliders. So definitely we'll have taco bowls tomorrow night, and actually on the third day we had black bean tostadas to finish them up. So those beans went a long way. Once those patties are done cooking, we can go ahead and make our plates because everything is ready. The rolls have cooled off enough I can slice them. And honestly, these rolls are the perfect size for a little person, and then the bigger kids and Sam and I can each have 2 if we want to. The recipe makes about 12 burgers, and it made 16 rolls, so some of the extra rolls we just had the next day with some butter. I add ketchup, some cheese, and then the burgers. Sam and I put a little extra on ours. I like pickles on mine, some tomato slices. I really jazzed up my slider, but the kids are pretty plain and simple. They just want ketchup, cheese, and a burger, and that's just fine. Everybody gets some sweet potato fries. We get that all divided out. They like to dip those in ketchup. And then we also are gonna do a little bit of a side salad. And then everyone's also gonna get a cookie. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put dessert on the plate now. If they eat their cookie first, I don't really care. Everybody's pretty darn hungry, so even if they eat that cookie first, they're gonna eat their dinner as well. I really like this roll recipe. Not only is it fast, but these rolls have a great texture. The only downside is it does use a lot of yeast, which I guess could get expensive if you made it every day. If you used a bread machine to make your dough so you had more time to maybe let it rise, or if I just use a different recipe and start earlier in the day, but it's nice to be able to throw it together so quickly and have a fresh roll. There it is. It all looks great, and it was great. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you all again really soon.